What? Hey, this is Neil's on Dynasty. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Be kind, helpful, and grateful, because it's better than being a jerk, especially during the holidays. And because it's the holidays, it's an extra reason to pick up some silver, some platinum, and some crystallized osmium. That's sound advice, not financial advice. Yeah, shaving the mustache, I did a wonder. Apparently the razor was dull, and anyhow, that's not what this is about. But I know you're making fun of my face, but it's okay. This is about an uneducated gentleman as myself has known since the 80s how to cut spending from the American budget. And it goes to wording, how the budgetary committees word their policies to different agencies. For example, in the Navy, each individual sector of the Navy gets a budget. If they don't spend all of that money in that fiscal year, they don't get the same amount of money the next year. So they end up wasting a lot to go through all that money so they get as much or more money next year. The budgetary system is not designed for efficiency and productivity. It's designed for waste. It's built in by the wording of the paperwork that the budget committees send down on how to acquire a larger budget for your department. And to do that, you have to expend all the resources you were given the year before that. That's not the best way. As a matter of fact, that's not even a good way. It is a way, but it's not a good way to grow an economy, but it is a way. A better way is to reward efficiency and come up with a better system of judging who should and should not get what monies, instead of just carte blanche. Oh, they spent it all last year, let's give them 5% more, which is budgetarily what they do. So if, say, a ground electronics of a naval weapons station or air station has a budget of $15 million and they only spend 7 of it, they start scrambling to spend that other 8 million so that next year they can get, what was that, 16.5 million in their budget. That's how budgetary systems works. So it's not a problem of spending. It's a problem of the writing of the rules and laws of the regulations of the budgetary committees and Congress and all on how reacquisition of funds yearly is put out. And every department is different on how they fund and word the funding for their different departments in their agencies when they get this money. So it's not surprising to me to hear this.
And that is why you had lots of drama over the week, this past week, with critics circling the wagon around Mike Johnson. You just said he doesn't have a spine, and you tweeted out this week. The Speaker of the House need not be a member of Congress. Nothing would disrupt the swamp more than electing Elon Musk. Think about it. You write, nothing's impossible, not to mention the joy at seeing the collective establishment, a.k.a. the Uniparty, lose their ever-loving minds. Were you serious about this, considering Elon Musk for Speaker?
You know, it might have been a little tongue-in-cheek. I think Elon's got some important stuff to do, building rockets and making Teslas. But I do appreciate his input, and he has changed the debate. He's drawing attention to the things I've been talking about for a decade, the waste. Tomorrow we'll be celebrating Festivus, you know, the made-up Seinfeld holiday. But in that, we will be talking about a lot of the waste we've talked. I mean, ridiculous, crazy things. For example, $760 million spent at the NIH on diversity, equity, inclusion. I thought they were studying science over there. Nope, it's about race. That's crazy. $600,000 to discuss why there are microaggressions among obese Latinx. What does that even mean? Even Latin American people think Latinx is a stupid term. These are people who can't figure out their gender, Latinx, who are fat, who are having microaggressions against each other. This is the insanity. This is why we can't rest until we cut spending, and we can't just raise the debt ceiling without actually cutting spending.
Yeah, I look forward to your list tomorrow on this Festivus holiday, the made up holiday, where you're going to come up with all of that. That's incredible. That list that you just gave us right there.
Yes, Elon Musk or Vivek should absolutely be Speaker of the House. I'm 100% a yes vote on that. Take a look at this, the Festivus Report 2024. This report found a whopping $1 trillion with a T, 1 trillion in government waste in 2024, this year alone. That's spent
1 trillion in waste. 1 trillion in waste every year. So if we stop that waste, that means every year we take $1 trillion off of the deficit. So if we do nothing other than cut waste, we can have the deficit paid off in 36 years. And it'll go down subsequently every year. And actually, it'll take less than that paid off, but about 36 years. But if we cut that spending, okay, America pulls in like 5.2 billion in taxes, trillion in taxes. They spend 3.9 to 4.2, something like that trillion. The numbers are off, but it's something like that. They always pull in a little bit more, so they're always spending more. So I don't even see why we have a deficit other than wasteful spending that's been going on for decades. And one thing that I know, along with this year I am highlighting a whopping 1 trillion in government waste. Well, not only is there government waste, you can actually profit. The government can profit the Americans if they look at it differently. Because anytime, if you think about it, we're investing tax dollars, investing dollars through taxes or whatever to run a business of a country. And it is a business because the country, to run a country, it's all about business of war, business of health, business of economics, business of space flight. It's all business, it's all money orientated. So it's a business. So you run a business properly. You don't waste money. But anyhow, back to the budget deficit. If they cut $1 trillion off of that spending yearly, that would drop the yearly spending from, say, 4.2 down to 3.2 trillion. And that would give them 2 trillion extra tax revenue dollars yearly to actually pay off the debt on top of the 1 trillion savings you're looking at. And this is why I said vote for Neil Hahn for POTUS 2024. And I am running for 2028 as well. You could have the deficit paid off in 5 years, have a balanced budget on this road to success. And that's just, and of course, wiping out several, I could also save Social Security, take out the federal Forest Service, because all of their pay gets taken out of the Social Security funds that all of us are paying into for our retirement. It's being drained by the government because of rules and stuff that they passed. And I'm sure there's more than that. There's a report they tried to borrow another 200 billion out of the Social Security fund. How much money does the government owe the Social Security fund? They keep borrowing from it and paying federal employees and new divisions of the government out of our retirement. If we end that, just cut the branches of government that are dipping into our retirement. Cut them. They're unnecessary. That right there lowers inflation. Yeah, sure, a lot of people will be on unemployment, but you know what that'll encourage? A lot of new companies. With regulation and laws changed in America, you could create such a freaking boom the world would has never experienced before. And I believe that's exactly what Trump's going for. That's why he says the golden age is coming. And that's why I'm telling you guys to get ready. Yeah, it's going to be bad for the next 6 months or so. But after that, balls to the walls, making money, man. Start a company, learn a valued skill. Life is going to be good by the end of 2025. The precious metals that I told you about, silver, platinum, and crystallized osmium, going to skyrocket. Yeah, gold's doing good. Yeah, it's doing good. Silver, platinum, crystallized osmium are going to do awesomely great comparatively. Gold always runs first. People always FOMO to gold and hop on the wagon of, oh, it's going to run to $1 trillion. Like, kind of like Bitcoin on a smaller level. But you got to understand cycles. And cycles is where it's at. Economic Ninja talks about cycles, and he is so correct. It's all cyclical. Anyhow, speaking of cycles, Merry Christmas. It's cyclical also. It comes once a year. You guys have a great, great holidays. And just think about the wasteful spending and talk to your congressman. There's an idea. Do you know his number? Give him a call. Let him know what you think. That actually helps. Really does cut the deficit, because then they know you care. right now they don't think you care. That's why we have wasteful spending. Anyhow, I could go on for days. You guys have a great night.